It's the Heat, SiriusXM. You're in Mina's house. In the house today, joining me, Mina SayWhat, is the amazing, the incredible Bryson Tiller. Yes. How are you? We're live via Zoom.
Good. I'm happy. I'm feeling great, actually.
Your album is out right now. Anniversary, your third album. Congratulations on that. We've been waiting on it.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, man. Happy to finally release something.
Right. I'm excited to be talking to you because, you know, you don't really do press like that. I mean, your press is always very selective. So I'm very, very happy that you're like joining us today.
Yeah, I'm looking at things a lot differently than how I used to look at them, you know what I mean? So now I'm just kind of like just trying to live in the moment, enjoy the moment, talk to the people that want to talk to me.
Right. Well, we've been wanting to talk to you. Our program director, Dion, loves you. Like every time we would talk about Bryson, he'll be like, we need Bryson music. We need Bryson music. So we've definitely been an advocate for your music, and we're just happy that we finally have an album from you.
God, that's sick, man. Thank you. Tell
Yeah. I will. So anniversary, obviously it's the 5th year anniversary of Trapsoul, but is that why you decided to name this album Anniversary, because of that or for other reasons?
Yeah, for that reason and for the man, I'm trying to figure out how to tell this story in short. But I was just looking back at some old moments, and I was just like, man, it's just looking back at certain pictures in my archives on Instagram, like, wow, it's been 4 years since this date or 5 years since this day. And I was like, the anniversary just passed up for it. And I was just like, man, I want to, make an album just full of moments, you know what I mean, of things that might have happened in the past 5 years or whatever. And yeah, mainly because of Trapsoul 5-year anniversary though.
When you look at those things, do they make you feel like, wow, so much time has passed, almost like time is slipping? Does it make you feel like that?
It does. It just does feel like that, which is
Right.
why I was trying to take advantage of the time.
Right. So I remember last year, like I said, we're big fans on the channel. Last year, we thought you were dropping an album, and we were like, Bryce is going to drop an album. And then for whatever reason, you were just like, okay, I'm not dropping an album anymore. What was going on with you, like mentally during that time and during your creative process?
That might have even been 2 years ago, but I remember right after my second album tour, I just finished up the tour. We did like a mini little world tour, and got home, and I just remember the energy in the crowds and what I just was hearing what people were saying. I was just like, all right, I want to get back to making music the way I want to make music, whatever it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Like just free, just creative freedom and just being free. And I want to have a peace of mind, so I was working on this album called Serenity.
Right.
And that was the one I was working on this album called Serenity, and I probably made about 60 songs for that album. And I don't know, it just felt like, 60 ideas, not full recorded songs like, the songs on my album. Those are like fully like done, mix, master, all of that stuff, a lot of vocals, a lot of layers. But, I was just like, man, every time I was in the studio listening to music, I was just like, man, why am I not feeling it? I don't feel like, I don't feel like I got a peace of mind. How am I going to talk about having a peace of mind or create, how am I going to call an album Serenity if I don't feel that way, really? So I was talking to somebody. She's very intuitive, and she was like, you know what? I honestly, I think you should just work on something new, start on a new project. And I was like, you know what? I might do that. So I started on a brand new project. I had already been planning on it, but then I had a couple things happen this year to where I was just like, all right, you know what? And I looked up and I realized the anniversary was coming soon. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go out to LA for a couple months, and I'm gonna just hone in, and I'm gonna just go dig through my Trapsoul hard drives, archives, and just see what I can, cook up for the fans, man. And I'm glad I did that because making this album, and I had so much fun making this album that it inspired me to make more music. I was just like, yo, music is so fun, man. Like, I love making music, and it's so dope. And it's a complete 360. Well, not 360, 180, whatever. 180 from where I was before. How I was mentally, anyway.
It's the Heat, SiriusXM. Bryson Tiller's joining Mina's house. I'm Mina SayWhat. So we're talking about your new album, Anniversary. We've been waiting on it. I noticed there's only one feature on the album. Is that intentional, or was it just like, oh well, we have one feature?
No, it was it was important that he was the only feature, because he was supposed to be on my first album, Trapsoul, and he was supposed to be on there, not listed as a feature. It was supposed to be like a surprise thing. So I was just like, you know what, 5 year anniversary. Let me get the homie back. Let me make a call, put a phone call in, and get this feature for this album, and do it the way I wanted to do it the first time. So yeah.
So it's Drake that's on the feature. The song is called At a Time. The album is out now, so I've heard it already. I just love all the harmonizing that you guys got going on. I mean, I know obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic. I don't know when you recorded this song, but were you guys fortunate enough to be in the studio? Was this like he sent it? How did that come about?
He sent it to me a while ago, actually, about 8 months ago. And I remember when I first heard it, I loved it. I had sent him something before, and he was like, yo, this is dope. Check this out. And I heard it, and I loved it. And I was still kind of in that space, that space I was talking to you about, like of not feeling like, I could really create freely. So I didn't want to get on there and ruin the song, and ruin what was, I didn't want to come on there with the right energy. I don't want to say ruin this song because I wouldn't have did that regardless. I didn't want to get on there and not be feeling whatever the hell I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get in there and feel it and be happy that I'm doing it. So I got Neil pulled it up in the studio. He was pulled up to the studio and was like, yo, whatever happened to that song? And we listened to it, and he was my manager. Well, my manager anyway. And I was just like, yeah.
We and your manager are from Jersey. Hey.
Yeah. Well, that's just for the listeners. Neil's my manager, if anybody. Anyways, yeah, he was like, yo, what happened to that song, man? You got to get on that song, bro. It sounds like it's supposed to be you on it. So I was just like, dang, for real? And I listened to it, and it kind of tied in perfectly with the theme, time references and stuff. So I was just like, this is perfect, And I hit Drake, and he was like, yeah, let's do it.
Weren't you supposed to sign to Drake at one point? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was going to sign to Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2015, that was like one of my biggest goals, actually. I wanted to, sign to Drake. But one of the things that I did a lot growing up was, get myself into situations that I thought might be the best for me, but, didn't turn out to be the best for me. And that's not saying that situation would have been bad at all. Just saying, I just wanted to have a team around me who would help me make those decisions, because I had signed a bunch of contracts in the past, like just, sure, I'll do this. Oh, you believe in me? Sure, I'll sign my name here. You know what I mean? That's just that's just not enough. So I had a team around me that's like, hey, we think it's best for you to, go this route. And I took that route, and it's just dope that me and Drake are still even able to collaborate on music,
I was going to say that the fact that you guys still have that connection just means that he was genuine about his belief in your talent,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to play a song. I'm going to let you pick the song. Normally I'll be like, we going to play this, but we already play Inhale, amazing song. We already play Always Forever. So you can play those songs, or you can play something new off the album.
Play some new off the album. Let's get into Sorrows. Let's play that.
Sorrows. So you can put this on your sexy time playlist.
Yeah, man.
It's definitely that kind of vibe. This is brand new from Bryson Tiller. It's called Sorrows, here at Mina's house on the Heat, SiriusXM. We were talking about how it's the anniversary of Trapsoul, and social media now with their 2 years ago or 3 years ago, that feature makes us really think about the past and how much time has passed away. Do you ever, in hindsight, look at Trapsoul and feel like you really changed the sound of R&B?
I didn't. It's still kind of hard for me to say that, because, but at the same time, looking at the people that I look up to, musically, they changed me, They changed the way I listen to music, the way I even create music, The Dream, Drake, Lil Wayne, all these people are, Chris Brown, they all contributed to my, they're all part of my musical DNA is what I'm trying to say. So, at first I used to be like, nah, man, the people be like, oh, this person trying to bite you, or this person's doing it like you, or everybody, this is all because of you. I just didn't want to take that credit, I guess. But now it's kind of like, you know what? Maybe Trapsoul did inspire some people to make whatever they make. You know what I mean? And I love that. If they could borrow something from me, and then put it to their thing and make it their own, and I think that's sick, because that's what I did.
Yeah, I asked that because I have heard that even myself. I've been in situations where I'm like, this sounds like something Bryson would make, and it happens to all the artists. I remember when The Weeknd was saying that Climax sounded like a Weeknd song. It happens all the time when you kind of create something a little bit newer and you influence other people. Do you ever listen to music now and think, oh, this is something that I influenced, or something that I contributed? You have to. Trapsoul was so amazing.
Thank you so much. No, I honestly didn't. At that time, I didn't really feel that way. You know, when it came out, I was mostly just, I guess maybe it was my fault. I was paying mostly attention to the criticism. Um, and probably shouldn't have did that because it kind of hindered my creative process. And it just had me doubting myself. It just, when Trapsoul released, I just saw all these bad things. There was people, like important people, writing articles, bad articles about it. I was just like, wow. I don't know. I just didn't think I was dope. I just thought what I was doing. At first, I was like, yo, I'm excited about this. And then after that, I just wasn't excited anymore. You know what I mean? And I just felt like I kind of had to switch up everything, or I wasn't doing something right. But it was never broken. So, you know, there was no need to fix it.
That's what happens when you create something new. I mean, the thought of putting trap with soul, who would have ever thought about that? So it's like, I feel like it's only, I guess, natural that certain people would push back, you know?
Mm-hmm. Nah, I understand that too. I'm understanding that now. Now I look at it just like, you know what? It's different. It's supposed to be different for people to be like, you know, listen to it, even if they don't like it at first. You know what I mean? Just listen to it and, you know, see where it takes you. Because I mean, everything I've ever made, somebody didn't like, and I mean, just internally, like people that I play for. You know, every accolade that I have, somebody didn't like it. You know what I mean? So you just got to do you, regardless. That's how I look at it now.
Right. Bryson Tiller is joining us here in Mina's house on the Heat, SiriusXM. I'm Mina SayWhat. So the album anniversary is out. You know, a lot of time has passed since your debut album, even though 5 years isn't a lot of time. You know, sometimes we think it's a lot of time. You've actually even evolved as a person as well. Like, you have 2 daughters now. You're a girl dad. You're a girl's dad.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you feeling about that? I heard when you're a man and you have like more than one girl, it's almost like you start getting paranoid that all the bad things that you did to women are going to come back and haunt you.
I felt that a couple times, and that's what I do. I try to keep it as solid as I possibly can when it comes to women, you know what I mean? And just be a good guy. And just be the guy that, you know, I would want my daughters to date, you know? I try to do that best I can.
So your daughters have changed you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So much for the better, too. So, yeah.
Were you quarantined with any of them during this pandemic time?
I was with my youngest daughter. It was crazy because my youngest daughter was born, and the quarantine was keeping her and her big sister from meeting each other, and it was so sad. But when my grandma passed, I rented a tour bus. I thought that was the safest route rather than, because that was like at the very beginning of things when they was telling us quarantine was only gonna last a month. Anyways, we got on the bus and we drove up there to Louisville, and they met each other for the first time, and it was just so beautiful. It was crazy because that was the same, when they first met each other was the same day. It was the same day of my grandma's funeral. So it was like, it was a death, and it was like life that later in the day, you know, it was weird. It was like I don't know, just, I don't know how to explain that feeling, but yeah.
So you dedicated this album to your grandmother, and, you know, my condolences to you and your family. So, you know, I just wanted to point that out. So how are you doing since then? Like, are things starting to be a little bit better?
Things have been better since she went to heaven. You know what I mean? I tell everybody this, I've said it 1,000 times. I feel like she's talked to God and said, hey, you know, heal my grandson, you know? And I'm just so thankful for her. I pray to her every day. You know, I feel her around, you know, and things have been so much better. My entire perspective has changed, you know, since my grandma passed. And I'm just happy to be in this, I don't know, I'm just happy to have this mindset, you know what I mean? Because I tweeted recently, you know, changing your perspective could change your life, you know? If you look in the mirror and every day tell yourself you're ugly, you know, or whatever it is, or I suck, you're going to suck. And, you know, I mean, no, other people might not think that, but that's just what you're going to believe in. I don't know. I'm just so thankful that my grandma was able to, you know, talk to God and get me in a better headspace.
Yo, that's crazy. That really hit me because I rarely hear people say I feel them around, and I think that's real. That happens, you know. So yeah, that's fire that you still have that, you know.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And I'm actually terrified of ghosts and stuff like that. I was in the studio one time and I kept seeing stuff and feeling stuff, and I was just like, why am I not scared right now? I was like, I'm not scared, and I just kept making music while all that weird shit was happening around me. I was just like, I'm just keep going. You know, maybe this is my angels dancing around me right now. You know, that's how I was looking at it.
I was just gonna say that. Before we wrap up, I really want to talk about Breonna Taylor, because you've done an amazing thing. You've put up billboards in Louisville, which is your hometown, just reminding Breonna that we love her. Can you just, really briefly talk about that?
Yeah, I just thought it was important for me to do, especially with the time of everything, my album coming out. It just felt to me it felt selfish to want to put up album billboards, oh, go listen to my new album when Burn Louisville is the number one trending topic on Twitter. So it's just like, dang, I can't even believe it. And I went to the protest and I saw how my city can be. I've never seen my city like that ever. Not even when I sold out the Yum Center. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. So it was just like seeing that was just so. Not only was it inspiring, but sad, of course. But just to see the city come together, and they've been protesting every day, man. And I just felt so bad for Breonna and everything that happened, and with the verdict or whatever. And I don't know, it just felt important to put those billboards up to just to remind my city about how I feel.
Yeah, and I'm sure it touches a lot of people that are driving through when they see it. It means that her memory is still honored. Bryson Tiller, thank you so much for joining us. Check out his album. It's called Anniversary. You're in Mina's house on the Heat, SiriusXM.